Okay, good morning, third grade. We are in lesson 143. Now there's two pages, okay? It's a front and back. There's page 163 and page 164. So 163, 164. We're going to be doing this lesson on April the 30th. April 30th, so this is to be Thursday. Remember, stars, so we're just reviewing, okay? It's all review. And so I still want you to pay attention though, okay? So let's go ahead and read the purple big box together, okay? It looks like a lot, but it's not really that much because we learned this already, okay? So add ER to an adjective when comparing two nouns. Remember that? We add ER, okay, when we compare only two nouns together. And then we're going to add EST to an adjective when comparing three or more nouns. Remember, est we add when we're comparing three or more, okay? So let's do the first sentence together. First example, I'll show you what we're talking about to get your brain moving. All right, so David is older than Stephen. Now, how many boys are we comparing? David and Stephen, how many boys is that? Two boys, so we're comparing two boys. So older, so they used er at the end. So they added that to the adjective because they're comparing the two boys, the two nouns, okay? So remember, we use two nouns. Okay, next example. They're in your book. David is the oldest boy in our class. So we have... David's being compared to all the boys in the class. So that's a lot of boys. That's several boys there, right? So we see oldest. We use est because it's a lot of boys. It's more than three boys probably, okay? So est, oldest. All right, EST. So next we use the word more before a long adjective when comparing two nouns, okay? So we're gonna use the word more. So for example, you are more beautiful, you are more useful, okay? And so then we're gonna use the word most before a long adjective when comparing three or more nouns. So most is with three or more adjectives. When comparing three or more nouns, and we use more when comparing only two nouns, okay? So, like most beautiful or the most useful. So out of all the roses in the rose bush, that one is the most beautiful. I don't know, I'm just giving you an example, okay? And then more beautiful, let's say, okay, a tulip is more beautiful than a rose. I don't know, we're just comparing two different flowers, so we use more. Do you understand? So more we use with comparing two nouns. Most we use with like comparing three or more nouns, okay? Now, do not add the word more or morst and er or est. Like that cannot happen, remember that? To the same adjective. So it's bigger, not more bigger. You can't say more bigger. Okay, so don't do that. And then biggest, not most biggest. Oh, it's the most biggest thing I've seen. Nope, it's only biggest. Don't say most biggest or more better or more bigger. Okay, it's only better or bigger. Okay, so we can't use the words more or most with and est. We just can't do that. It's not allowed in the English language, okay? So let's go ahead and then the last one, it says some adjectives change completely when used to compare. So we have bad, worse, worst, right? Then it goes good, better, best, okay? So think A, you're going to write the correct adjective in the blank for each comparison. Now, number 1 says, Nathan's pillow is fluffy blank than William's pillow. So what are we going to write there? Nathan's pillow is blank than William's pillow. We have to write our adjective, but they gave us our adjective fluffy. So what are we going to put there? What are we going to put there? Excuse me. We're going to put fluffier. Very good. fluffier. Okay? Oops, wait, sorry. There we go, fluffier. Nathan's pillow is fluffier than William's pillow. And why did we use the ER? Because Nathan and William were comparing the two boys, only two nouns, Nathan and William, two. That's why we used ER, okay? Now, number 2 says, Dad's soup is blank. This is hot, blank, than my soup. So, how many soups are we comparing? That's right, only 2 soups, Dad's soup and then my soup. So, what are we going to write? Hotter, that's right. It's hotter. Dad's soup is hotter than my soup. We're going to add the ER because it's comparing. ER compares 2 nouns. So it's comparing Dad's soup and my soup. Only 2 soups. Okay? Number 3. Of all of those elk, that elk has the large blank rack of antlers. So of all of those elk, all of them, that elk has the blank rack of the antlers. So they're comparing that one elk to all of the elk, right? So that's more than probably 3 elk. So what are we going to write there? Largest. Very good. We're going to write largest. And why are we using EST again? Because it's comparing 3 or more nouns. Very good. Largest. Well, of all those elk, that elk has the largest rack of antlers. Okay? Excellent job. Okay, so 4, 5, and 6, and 7 you'll do on your own. Write B. It says to write a sentence using the adjective. Remember to compare the correct number of nouns. So basically you have to make sure you write sentences using those 2 adjectives that they give you. Pretty easy, right? You guys know how to write sentences. Let's turn the page, or let's go to page 164 in your workbook page. Think A. Think A says, draw a box around the nouns in each sentence. So draw a box around the nouns. Circle the adjectives. We're circling our adjectives and drawing an arrow from the adjective to the noun it describes. And remember that some nouns have more than 1 adjective, okay? So let's go ahead and read our first sentence. It says, Ryan's blue wagon has a broken wheel. So the first thing all we have to do is draw the box around the nouns. So ready? Let's go ahead and find our nouns. All right, here we go. What's our first noun? You see it? It is wagon. Very good. So we'll draw a box around wagon because that is a noun. There's one more noun in there. That's right, wheel. Good job. Those are my 2 nouns. Now that we found our nouns, let's go ahead and circle our adjectives. Ready? What's our first adjective? That's right, Ryan's. Our other adjective? Blue. Very good. And those 2 describe what? Wagon. Good. So we'll just do the arrows really quickly here. All right, let's go ahead and find our other adjectives. Good. A. And what else? Good. Broken. Okay, so A and broken describe wheel. Good. So we'll draw our arrows to wheel. Just like that. Okay. All right, good. So let's go ahead and do Think B, and then we'll be done. 2 through 5 you can do on your own. It's just good practice. Just review, okay? Okay, Think B says, underline the verb or verb phrase in each sentence. I'm going to circle the adverbs and draw a small arrow from each adverb to the verb it describes. Okay? Number 1, it says, my grandmother prays for me daily. So how often does she pray? So we have to underline a verb or verb phrase first, and then we're going to circle the adverbs that describe the verb, okay? So in the first sentence there, where is my verb or verb phrase? Could you find it? Very good. Praise. That's right. Praise, we underline that 2 times, okay? Very good. And then now we're going to circle our adverb. So what is our adverb? Remember, adverbs describe the verbs. So what is our adverb in that sentence? My grandmother prays for me daily. How often does she pray? Daily. Very good. So we're circling daily. We found our adverb. And then we're going to draw an arrow to from daily to praise. Very good. Because it's describing the verb praise. So how often does she pray? Daily. And that's all you have to do. So all you're doing is underlining your verb phrase, circling your adverb, drawing it to the verb. That's it. Okay, so think B is easy. Remember C, you're going to describe each verb by writing your adverb that answers each adverb question. For example, they did the first one for you, so I'll review that one. Verb is eat. How did he eat? Politely. When did he eat? Or when will he eat? He'll eat tomorrow. Okay, so it's up to you to write different answers, okay, but make sure the answers make sense. That's all. Okay, and then you'll finish that and try your best, third grade, do your best, and then tomorrow we'll have our test.